Welcome to the Winners Show.
We're back.
We're back, dude. Winners only. A lot of losers. Fantasy has come to an end for some people, man. What a quick season that was, man. 15 weeks.
Yeah, wow.
We're here.
Playoffs are here.
Wow.
It's time. We were lucky enough to make some playoffs. I went 6 for 6, luckily for me. But I haven't seen any checks yet, so we got to cash.
It's still
that's
early.
what we're playing for. So a lot of work to be done.
The podcast went 9 for 11. Nine playoff teams. 2 didn't make it. He is the 6 for 6 one, so you fill in the blanks. But the boys showed up. I had a week 14 playoff. Commissioners, we got to do better. Next year, commissioners, we got to do better. Week 14 playoffs are unacceptable, man. I didn't have Devin Montgomery last week, and that definitely hurt me. Lost in the first round of the playoffs, week 14.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there were a lot of weird games this week, so a lot of people kind of got screwed. If we want to jump back to week 14 and just kind of talk about like T. Higgins,
the biggest heartbreak of the week.
Played one snap.
One snap, guy got hurt.
Off the injury report.
Got hurt in pregame. Played one snap, and he was the receiver on my playoff team that I lost this week as well. And not only did I have a bye week, I also had T. Higgins do that to me. So, I mean, what a dud! That is the definition of a dud. Just what a big dud for the week from T. Higgins. Jamar Chase played. That was cool. But, yeah, T. Higgins hurt many fantasy owners this week. I haven't recovered. I'm still pretty pissed about it.
Didn't hurt Joe Cool. Burrow was unbelievable.
Another struggle in that division who's been hurting me still, man, Mark Andrews. I know Lamar Jackson's down. Now it looks like Huntley might be down. It's getting very scary over there in Baltimore. A guy who looked like one of the best tight end threats behind Kelsey. Shit. I got to keep playing. But dang.
We thought with Snoop Huntley, he was going to, roll like he did last year. He was seeing so much volume.
So many targets.
We don't even know who's playing quarterback for him. We got to assume Lamar's out. So it's dark, but we've been talking about it all year. There's no tight ends.
So you got to play him still.
like you might have Evan Ingram on your bench. Are you really going to play him over Mark Andrews?
Yeah, it's just,
that's for the managers to decide.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're here, if you're in this spot listening to this episode today, playoff spot, it's gonna be that's a big decision for you to make this week. I'm gonna go with the Mark Andrews and trust the guy that I drafted in the second or third round.
Yeah, I think you trust your studs, the guys that got you there, and if they don't produce, it was a hell of a season.
Another weekly dud, man. Tampa Bay offense.
Is it a weekly dud? I think it's just like at this point.
As this
year, it's just the whole year. They're bad on offense. The defense is slow, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're just not the same Bucs team that we've seen the last 2 years with Brady. Offense is anemic. We got Mike Evans dropping passes or getting 68-yard touchdowns, getting called back for holding. Brady does not look, comfortable. He's got no protection. It was a good team, but man, that was tough to watch.
That was very tough to watch. And Tom's been probably putting some fantasy managers in difficult positions all year. He's at quarterback 15. So he's right on that fringe of like sometimes he has like a quarterback 10, 8 week.
Yeah.
Then he has like a quarterback 17, 20, 15 week. And you're just like, I don't know if I can play this guy every week. So, yeah, definitely Tom burned some people in week 14. It's getting very tough to honestly trust anybody in that Tampa Bay offense consistently week to week. They got a nice matchup coming in this week with the Bengals that we'll discuss later, but it's very hard to trust, what you're seeing out of Todd Bowles and his crew.
Yeah, another quarterback that I want to talk to you about. Been a while since we watched him because it was a Thursday night game, but Derek Carr put up like 2.5 points.
He tricked all of you guys this offseason. He tricked you all. People were talking about the Raiders having Super Bowl hopes.
Yes.
Because Derek Carr's a top 8. I heard top tier, top 10, top 8 quarterback in the league, all type of crazy stuff. And I'm just like,
he just needs weapons. He just needs a coach. He needs offense. I have not seen it.
The guy's butt. The guy was 11 for 20 with 2 interceptions and 137 yards against the LA Rams, who haven't been amazing this season.
Are playing the B team.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have a lot of guys injured, a lot of guys called up. Yeah, but Baker Mayfield, shout out to him. That's a huge win. It sucks for the Lions, but like for him to go do that on 2 days, I got to give him his props.
That is the most gangster stuff of all time. That's second gangster thing of the season behind Brian Robinson returning playing mini man with a gunshot wound.
Yeah.
And
that's locked. That's locked in at one.
That's locked in at one. And then we got Kirk Cousins in there with the chains. Baker Mayfield signing on the team after 2 days. They say he asked to be cut as well from Carolina, and then he leaves the team on a 98-yard drive.
Yeah, he said he booked a flight to LA like before he even knew who claimed him off waivers, just because like
it was either him or San Fran. They said him or San Fran. It was what the agents were saying.
Yeah, well, let's get into San Fran. I mean, Brock Purdy's looked great. He's that offense is really good. They got weapons. I think, we're gonna talk about injuries right after this, but Debo going down sounds like just for the regular season. He'll be back in the playoffs, but fantasy wise,
that's your season.
Probably banking on him. He's not gonna play.
Yeah, no, that's your entire season. Brock Purdy, Mr. Relevant, has looked pretty solid.
Mr. Relevant, yes, Mr. Relevant is his new name.
Subway commercials coming soon for sure for the guy, but yeah, I mean he slides in. I think that's an offense. We've seen many quarterbacks be successful in that offense now.
We actually haven't though. I was looking at the stats. It's like without
not like Jimmy, stats successfully, but like they can.
No, without Jimmy G, they have like 8 wins or something. Like they weren't winning a lot of games, whereas like Brock Purdy's come in, won 2 good games. They got a short week playing the Seahawks on Thursday. It's going to be a real test of who's going to.
You said without Jimmy G, they beat.
Yes,
yeah,
like because
Jimmy.
Think of the 49ers, they can just plug and play guys, which is basically true for like skill positions, but quarterbacks in the one position where like they were starting Nate Mullins, right? They were starting. I
forgot
who's the guy out of Iowa.
Did Blaine Gabbert start for a little bit over there too? They had a lot of garbage. You mean C.J. Beathard or something like that?
Yeah, C.J. Beathard. Good call. And then Bortles was over there. So like they had a was Bortles over there? I'm thinking the Rams.
A lot of trash over there for sure.
Yeah, but Purdy's really taking that job. If McCaffrey stays healthy, Ayuk, Kittle, they got some weapons still and a good scheme.
Yeah, I mean they're able to line up their receiver in the backfield and Debo, and then put Christian McCaffrey out wide. Like, I can't imagine the confusion that causes for a defensive coordinator, a middle linebacker, a safety. Like, all right, but now C-Mac's out wide, and we got to watch Debo behind center. That's tough.
Yeah, you know what else is tough? Is when you put Penei Sewell in motion, because that guy is a freight train coming at anyone, and he's got some soft mitts.
We were not getting out of this episode without talking about the Detroit Lions. Fans are popping bottles in Detroit.
So much Kool-Aid I've never seen.
The city is lit. We got ESPN experts who've been dogging the Lions all years coming back around talking about how they threw the whole time. I said they sucked all season, and I still think they suck. I'm not getting too excited about these Detroit Lions yet. It's the Lions. I'm not getting too excited yet. We've had momentum before. This is not the first time we've had momentum.
So we win at MetLife against the Jets this week. We go to 500.
If Mike White doesn't play.
Are you confident that the Lions then beat the Panthers and the Bears to have a showdown with the Packers?
You can't put the word confident and Lions in the same. Like that doesn't. It's like jumbo shrimp. Doesn't work. No, you cannot. No, you're never confident with the Lions. We have seen too many things throughout our lifetime and your parents' lifetime and your parents' lifetime that shows us that something's going to happen where you're just going to be like, the Lions. But they're looking great. Props to Dan Campbell. He got the boys. First thing first, he has the boys believing, and that's where it starts at. So, I got to give Dan props to that. But, yeah, I mean, you're not about to fool me. You guys still stink.
I'm excited for the game this weekend. If they can get to 500, Detroit's going to go crazy.
That's the sad thing. Small hopes.
Exactly.
Let's talk about some injuries this week. We talked about Debo Samuel already. Brock Purdy a little shaken up as well. But probably the biggest injury of the week, man. Kyler Murray, non-contact ACL, officially done for the season.
Yeah,
probably until
maybe
mid next season. Yeah, probably late next season as well.
I think the timetable is 11 months. They say, but like for a quarterback, you're not putting a risk on that.
No.
So they'll get him in surgery as fast as they can. He could miss most of next year.
Yeah. And this is tough for an Arizona
unfortunate.
team. Yeah, very tough for a team that went all in. They go get Zach Ertz. They go get Hollywood Brown. They have a big offseason. To have the injuries, they expected when Hop came back, they'd be ready to take off. Not a great season for the Arizona before the injury, but now this is just kind of like, the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
In bad terms.
At least they have their pick, right? A lot of these teams in the bottom half of the NFL have picks traded away. We got the Saints, the Broncos, and the Rams. All
shout out Detroit.
Way below 500, all with picks in the top 10. All do not own their first round pick. So it's going to be pretty crazy if like the Lions or the Seahawks, because we know the Eagles already clinched, make the playoffs and then also get a top 10-5 pick.
Be gigantic, especially for Detroit. Other running backs, you got some running back injuries this week. Your boy Mondre.
Damn.
Mondre's season did not go as planned at all.
No, I lost by 0.18 because Mondre, got hurt, and that was a bad game for injuries. They got to do something about that natural grass field or something. It's a weird because there were some bad injuries.
Jeff Wilson also sidelined. Probably not looking too bad, but probably not going to play this week on a short week. They do play Saturday. And then quarterback room, you got Kenny Pickett, Mike White, Russell Wilson. Not sure if these are like QBs that you're owning, but you're messing with some of the receivers. Hopefully, no one in Denver you're touching. If so, you're probably not sitting with us here today. If you're
if you had Judy last week, you might have made a playoff.
True. Yeah, he could have definitely.
My buddy Rod.
Definitely thank you card to Jerry Judy last week for sure. He showed up.
He definitely did. But Russ concussion looked bad. Russ looked bad. He probably won't play this week. Mike White, I'm not sure. Hopefully he doesn't for the Lions' sake.
He left in an ambulance.
Yeah, but he's a football player.
It's
tough.
He's tough. Oh man, waiver wires at this point of the season, man. Waiver wires are tough, because your whole mindset changes. It used to be like, all right, what guys can I kind of stash, wait for a moment to pop off? We're not stashing guys anymore.
No, the wire's so thin.
The wire's thin. This is if I can't start you, I don't really need you on my team. Like this money time. We're not stashing.
Yeah, I did have to pick up a tight end. I got Okonkwo. Started him over Dawson Knox this week. Worked out.
So happy you pronounced that name, not me.
I had to because I know you weren't gonna say.
I wasn't even gonna touch that.
You weren't even gonna try. But he looked good. They threw to him in the red zone a couple times, and I really liked what I saw out of him. I don't know if I'll play him if Treylon Burks is back. That kind of takes a lot away. But if Treylon Burks is out, I like that play. Evan Ingram, if he's still there, you got to go pick him up, right?
Yeah, tight end's not been great. Mark Andrews is killing you. So you mean Travis Kelce hasn't been amazing the last 2 weeks. Darren Waller might come back. It's thin. I think you got to go out and get Evan Ingram. Yeah.
Do you know what Evan Ingram is on the season now? As where he stands among tight ends?
Probably jumped to tight end 5 with that game.
Yeah, he's tight end 4.
Yeah. See, 130-point game and right in the runnings of top notch. Yeah. And I don't know who tight end 3 even is. Probably someone who's had a couple of good games.
I'll tell you right now. Tight end 3 would be, your boy TJ Hawkinson.
Couple of good games, exactly.
He hasn't been amazing, but he's been consistent.
He's had a good amount of bad games too.
He had the big game where he had just a monster 35.9 half PPR game. Yeah, that was in Seattle. 8 for 179.
The gap between Kelce and the company is so far is insane. Yeah.
Yeah, Kelce has almost outscored the second tight end, which is Mark Andrews, by 100.
Yeah, it's not.
It's 80. It's 88 points. So it'll probably be 100 by the end of the
year. Some other far flex spots you can kind of look at. Somehow you missed out on Zonovan Knight. The Jets clearly hate Michael Carter. So
I think he's still a little banged up, but they won't play James Robinson, as we talked about.
Yeah, they hate
his contract incentive.
What a weird running back room they got in New York, man. I'm sorry, I'm saying. So Knight's still there, and I guess the Lions have been flinging it a little bit. DJ Chark loves the end zone.
Yeah, I think Rondell Moore is coming back.
Also possible, but I mean, you don't like Colt McCoy that much, do you?
No, I don't think so. I'm looking at the way right now. Jerick McKinnon's out there. I'd probably pick him up this week. If you needed a flex play.
Yeah,
playing Houston.
It's thin.
If you're thin though, that's where you got to be because we got some guys questionable this week. It's gonna be exciting. Week 15. Should we get into it?
Let's get into it, man. Week 15, first round of playoffs. Managers, this is not the time for mistakes.
Saturday games too. So
my start list is very thin now. It's money time.
And we got a good game, a little DP Thursday night. 49ers at the Seahawks, going to the 12th man.
49ers at the Seahawks. That's going to be a good one. You got to love the receivers in Seattle here. Tyler, DK, both been consistent. Geno, of course. Running back room is kind of interesting in Seattle. You're not sure if K9 is going to suit up this week. Short week, I'm guessing he's not going to play. So I kind of want to stay away from the running back room in Seattle.
Yeah, I would think if he is going to play, I don't even know if I'm going to start him, just because this is a good 49ers defense. Probably one of the top 3 units in the league. So I'd temper your expectations maybe with the running backs, and even with Tyler and DK.
They're both flexes. Yeah, they're both just flexes, I would say.
Just because Thursday night games are sometimes kind of weird. I like this color matchup though, so we might get some points.
How about the 49ers? Of course, you're liking C-Mac and
probably McCaffrey, the big 3 at this point with Debo out. You're not starting. Elijah Mitchell's hurt, so I don't really know if you're starting another running back in that room.
No.
And then if Debo's out, can you maybe play Jawan Jennings? I think that is like a deep pickup.
I don't love Jawan Jennings in the playoffs. I don't love that. No.
No, especially on a Thursday night. Yeah. I'm talking myself out of it.
Yeah, week 15 playoffs, you're starting Jawan Jennings, man. I want to know, who do you have hurt?
I think you need to, at this point, you play your guys that you drafted early.
Yeah.
McCaffrey's, DK's, Lockett's been great. Geno. Ayuk probably just because there's no Debo, so you got to play one receiver.
Yep.
But then after that, it's a wash.
It's washing. We got some Saturday football though. Gotta love that.
Not like great games with Dolphins. Bills will be good.
We got one good game. Colts at the Vikings. Interesting matchup here. I like the running back rooms though. I like the running back rooms of both parties here. And then of course you got to start Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't moved in your lineup except for 1 week for his bye, right?
He almost played him in too.
But Colts coming off a bye, I think that could be a good spot for Taylor. Maybe Pittman.
Michael Pittman, yeah.
I don't know about Pierce.
Paris Campbell. Those are risky plays there.
Right, and then on the other side, I'm looking at Dalvin Cook getting another bounce back week because he's been bad the last couple weeks. Not a great Colts defense, so
no.
I don't know if I'm reaching to Thielen. You're banking on touchdown.
I like touchdown Thielen this week. Yeah.
The Colts got a good secondary with Moore and Gilmore back there. So I mean Jefferson's gonna get his. I'm just not. And you're playing Kirk.
Yeah, you're playing. You're playing Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Ravens at the Browns, divisional matchup, but
feels like a weird wild card playoff game.
Yep. Yeah, and it could be Deshaun Watson's coming out party.
He's been bad.
Really bad. He's been like a guy who hasn't played football in 2.5 years, for sure.
Shocking.
He looks like a guy who hasn't played in 2.5 years. I think it's insulting to NFL talent, the amount of people, including myself, who assumed he could just come back and excel. I think we really didn't take that into account. 700 and something days of no football, period.
Yeah, I thought we we would have seen a little bit more flashes, but it's been ugly, and I don't know how much better it gets against a good Ravens team.
I was gonna say, a good Ravens team. You got to start Mark Andrews with the Ravens.
You starting Justin Tucker?
You love Justin Tucker in this game, and yeah, I mean that's really the running back room scares me.
Now that Dobbins is back, there's Drake, Edwards, and Dobbins, so
terrifying.
With a 3-headed monster, I don't know who you can pick. You haven't been able to trust a receiver all year.
Nope.
So yeah,
and they don't have a quarterback. I think I'm avoiding everybody. You started Mark Andrews because you have to. He's tight end 2, but he could give you another dud week. If you want to be a risky manager, feel free to maybe bench Mark Andrews this week.
Maybe go on the other side and play Njoku.
Njoku has been very solid. Looks like he might be Deshaun Watson's best friend over there. The Amari Cooper play is, I'd say, a risky flex play.
Same with Donovan Peoples-Jones, I think.
Yeah, it's the Browns just haven't looked great, and even Chubb hasn't looked as amazing as he had before Deshaun.
Couple bad weeks.
Deshaun's been back. He's been kind of iffy the last 2 weeks. Obviously, you're not playing Kareem Hunt, unfortunately.
And no, you mentioned him. It's full on panic button. You're just riding the bench. I'm interested to see though, like Ravens were, known for having a good secondary, but they were kind of being able to get exposed through rushing. Now that they picked up Roquan Smith, we're really gonna see if like they fix their run D problem or not. Because this is a Browns team that's gonna run the ball, and they're not gonna stop all game.
No, that's a really good point. Yeah, the acquisition of Roquan has kind of been washed underneath with the injury to Lamar Jackson. People kind of forgot about that trade.
Yeah.
Dolphins at the Bills be the best game of Saturday night.
Yeah.
Could have us so far a shootout here.
Could be the best game of the weekend.
Good old fashioned green light game. It sounds like, man. Honestly,
in Buffalo in the cold. Tyreek hopefully is healthy. Tua is hopefully healthy. And then you're playing Waddle. You're
no
not
Jeff Wilson, so you're probably playing Raheem.
Yeah, you're playing Mostert, for sure. Are you though? Like against the Bills? I'm kind of thinking about it, like
a flex spot.
Oh no, I have that decision though, because I got Cook and Jacobs in my work league, so those are my two running backs. I got Mostert, and then I got Najee. I got Ayuk. I got Mike Williams, because I'm gonna play CD and Hopkins. So I got a lot of names.
And if Jeff Wilson gets confirmed out, which is probably, I think he's good as out for this week, on a short week.
It could be Mostert.
Could be a Mostert week. He's known to break off a big one. As far as the Bills go, you like Diggs. I like Dawson Knox this week. Obviously, you're starting the big fella, quarterback Allen. Running back room. How we going there? They got 3 running backs as well.
It's looking like James Cook's
it's kind of separating himself. Yeah.
But Singletary is still going to be involved. So I don't know if I'm trusting the James Cook play unless, you're severely injured. Because you just don't know where the volume is going to fall.
Can we finally talk about that receiver guy who I've been saying is overrated? Can we talk about him yet?
Gabriel Davis.
Can we talk about Gabe Davis?
Yeah, man, he's not been good. He's found his way in the bench on most teams, I feel like.
I was going to say, he's consistently not been good. He's just had like 3 good games, and people thought he was the best receiver in the country.
Well, and like everyone, I think, is still thinking about that crazy playoff game where he scored all those touchdowns. It's like, what could be? Like, this guy could be.
It was an insane game.
This guy could be the best receiver ever. And it's like, no, like Stephon Diggs is the best receiver on that team by a mile. And they're going to get Isaiah McKenzie the ball, and they're going to get Dawson Knox the ball. They're going to, let Josh Allen run. So there's not a lot of
targets for Gabe.
Yeah, and when he gets those targets, he's got to take advantage of, and he has not been able to.
Yeah, it's kind of like a 5th option there. So, fantasy owners, that one bit you in the butt this year. Sunday, 1 p.m. slot. We started off with the Eagles at the Bears. Eagles have already clinched the playoffs.
This might be a pounding though. They still need to get the 1 seed.
Could be a first half game for the Eagles though.
Yeah, if they slip up and the Cowboys win out, because the Cowboys still play them, so that's a story to watch. You're playing your Eagles. Like Devonta Smith's got like 8+ targets in 3 games or something.
Yeah.
Finally getting him the ball. AJ Brown's eclipsed 1,000. Miles Sanders, thank you card. Jalen Hurts MVP is finally being talked about. So the Eagles offense is for sure a green light. Are you trusting the tight end there, or not really yet until Goddard comes back?
I'm not touching the tight end until Goddard comes back, which should be, I think they're saying maybe not this week coming up, but maybe week 16. So keep an eye out for that.
The Eagles really beefed up their run D.
Oh, yeah. What's something down with Sue?
And they got Jordan Davis back. So Eagles are just a good all-around team.
They are, but you got to play Montgomery because of the carries he's going to get. Khalil Herbert is soon to be activated off the IR, but I don't know if he's going to play this week. But watch out for that, Montgomery owners. Fields is a QB1 this week. He will be running in the end zone as well as Jalen Hurts. This could be a very fun game. It's going to be a good one. Lions at the Jets. Must-win game for the Detroit Lions. They go to New York. The Jets have been an up-and-down team. They've been great at some times. They've been really bad at some times.
The consistent thing, though, has been their defense. Their defense has been really good. That's their identity with Saleh. So I don't know. I'm excited to see the Lions.
Who do you like on this Detroit team with all that good defense we got on the other side of the ball?
So you're playing St. Brown for sure. You could potentially play Goff in a 2-quarterback league, depending on your options, but I don't really I don't think this is the best matchup for him. I think those
Yeah.
come the next 2 weeks when he gets the Panthers and the Bears. But outside of that, if you really need to, stretch a little bit, you can play DJ Chark.
Yeah, he's a deep flex option. I agree.
You're not playing Reynolds or Williams, but shout out J-Mo. What a touchdown last week.
That was nice. Welcome to the D.
He also had a huge block on the Justin Jackson touchdown.
Welcome to the city.
So I'm excited about this
running backs
team. I don't know. It's tough to play either of them right now. That's the problem. Like Jamal's not been like great.
He hasn't been
scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
But even when he's scoring touchdowns, he's only getting like 10 points, which is fine. It's good, it's solid, but you're hoping to get a little more, especially when you're starting Swift. You're hoping to get like 15, 20, and he's not, getting the snap share, unfortunately. I think he's still probably playing Swift over Jamal. I think.
Yeah, I think because of the carries, and he might get a little.
Swift's just a little more explosive. They're going to use him in the passing downs. They're going to throw him the ball. He's going to run routes. Where Jamal Williams is going to be used in short downs
and goal line.
Yeah.
Maybe the nastiest game of the week. Steelers at the Panthers.
We're not starting any Jets, right? Garrett Wilson, but
I'll start Garrett Wilson.
No one else. Garrett Wilson. No, Garrett Wilson either way.
You got to start Garrett Wilson.
Either way. Because he's been good with Flacco too.
Donovan Knight?
No, Carter's going to play. So I don't think you start
I'm starting either. It's a Lions. I'm starting the running backs. So one of them running backs are going to score against Detroit.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
That's a fact.
They have not allowed a 100-yard rusher in like 8 games, though.
That's fine. So somebody's going to score. They're going to give us some points this week.
Think about they've shut down Cook and Saquon, the past couple of weeks.
I don't count Cook. Division foe. They've been scouting this guy for like a decade almost.
Fair.
They know how to play against Dalvin Cook. But Steelers at the Panthers could be a nasty game if Trubisky has to play. If Trubisky plays, I honestly don't like a single player on either teams if Trubisky's playing.
Yeah, unfortunately, we did not get another good DJ Moore game. That really burned me. So I don't think I'm starting him. I know
maybe Foreman, but
they ran the ball a lot.
Yeah, maybe Deontay Foreman with the running back there. But the Steelers have a good run D. TJ's healthy.
I just don't know if I can trust DJ Moore this week. That's one of my tough decisions as well because I got him, Zay Jones, and I'm not starting TPJ.
Hey, so it's playoff time. I think you're bitching both everyone from the Steelers and the Panthers. Fantasy owners, beware.
Yeah, because this could be a 16-13 ugly, low-scoring game. Both teams are kind of fighting for their playoff lives. The Panthers maybe a little bit more than the Steelers right now.
Yeah, Steelers fight 500 for Tomlin's record.
Yeah, and then the Panthers, if they win out, they win the South.
Sick. How gross is that?
Which is crazy, but I agree. This is a red light game.
Yeah,
for sure.
Chiefs at the Texans. Green light for the Chiefs. You gotta love this matchup.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce owners, he has to bounce back. This is
my only concern for this game is
they score too many points too quick.
Yeah, and then they rest everyone in the middle, halfway through the third quarter.
That's true.
And you just hope your guys got enough points.
Yeah, and Damian Pierce is out for the Texans.
Hey, I'm not going to count the Texans out. They showed some fight against the Cowboys, but this is the Chiefs, so this is kind of a step up.
I'm counting them out. For the Texans, I don't think you like anybody. Maybe Nico Collins is a deep, very nasty flex play.
No, Pierce
is hurt. He probably isn't going to play this week. I don't think.
Yeah, I think he's missing 1 or 2 weeks. So
yeah, and this doesn't give off a plug and play vibe in the Houston Texans offense. So you probably beware. Probably stay away from that one.
Yeah, I hope you're not in the playoffs and you have to start Davis Mills.
Yeah,
or Jeff Driscoll.
Yeah, that's not good.
What was that about? They're just they're at the point of the season where they decide screw it, we're doing anything.
Whatever works,
whatever we can to get a win.
Something has to work tonight. Falcons at the Saints got a little divisional play matchup here. The Falcons are tough for fantasy owners. They're very tough because they're
starting Ritter.
They run the ball so much, but none of the running backs are good either. Typically, Mariota's been the best player for them fantasy, I'd say, this entire season.
And now he's on the IR, so they're starting Ritter.
Yeah, now you got the rookie coming in. Now you're really worried.
I wish they started Ritter when Pitts was playing, so we could at least have seen what we had. but I don't know if I'm starting Drake London right now with Ritter playing his first game.
Patterson maybe might get like 20 carries.
Yeah, no, definitely a Patterson game. But the Saints are a good D. They have a good rush D. So like if they're gonna beat them, it's probably gonna be through the air.
Yeah.
So Ritter's gonna have to show out. On the Saints though, like, is Kamara finally gonna do something?
You gotta hope, like,
Because it's the Falcons. Like this is like,
and that's the guy.
Put up or shut up.
You have to play him because of what you drafted him for. It's the playoffs. You didn't draft AK and not to bench him in the playoffs, but like
for him to score 3 touchdowns on your bench.
You seem like an idiot.
If he scores 6 points, you live with the decision. But if you do bench the guy you drafted in the second or third round, and he scores 20 or 30 points, you're gonna feel like an idiot.
Yes, 100%. I like the Chris Olave play for the Saints.
Yeah,
he's
definitely.
Been
they're
consistent every week, best receiver on the team.
They're sticking with Andy, man.
Yeah, they got a picture of Andy doing something.
It's depressing at this point.
Andy got a picture of the owners in the place that the owners aren't supposed to be. That's the only thing that makes sense. That's the only thing that makes sense. I just don't understand.
Or they found like something in Jameis's contract where it's like, we cannot let him play because like he'll meet this milestone and then we have to pay him like
he got a huge
$5 or $10 million.
In.
Yeah,
this is just
which could be illegal. That's what they're doing with James Robinson. But like,
oh man, Cowboys at the Jags. You really hope the Cowboys bounce back after a disappointing performance last week. They got the dub still, but it looked pretty bad.
Hey, 97 yards, Dak Prescott. Great drive. I think that kind of like. That gives the boys a little bit of a jolt. That gives them like a kick in the ass. You know, like I think that's a kick in the ass game where it's like we almost lost to the 1-11 Texans.
Yeah.
They got to go to Jacksonville, which feels weird. Like
it's a weird game.
You know,
I don't know.
I don't know. Strange game. I think the Jaguars are like a team that you can kind of start some of their players right now. Like you're starting Kirk, Trevor Lawrence. Are you starting Zay Jones? He's been good 2-3 out of the last 4 weeks.
I say Zay Jones and Evan Ingram are those two. Like, you know, how risky are you feeling this week? You know, Coach, are you feeling like Zay Jones not as much risky as much as like, damn, you might have some guys hurt. But Evan Ingram, I mean, if you're sitting there with Evan Ingram and a George Kittle, you got to think long about playing Evan Ingram over George Kittle for sure.
But we also have seen like a very weird trend with the Jaguars where they'll like play a good game, play a bad game, play a good game, bad game. So
it could be a bad game.
It could be a bad game if they just had a good one. So I am a little worried about that.
Cowboys, I'm liking the boys, Zeke and Tony Pollard.
You're starting the backfield. You're starting CD.
Yep. And I'm starting Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, absolutely. That as long as Dak stays in.
How about
are you reaching Gallup?
I was gonna say Gallup's the one that you have to put the question mark over.
But I wouldn't start Gallup over those other guys that we just mentioned.
Yeah, I think Zay Jones.
Yeah, I think I'm starting Zay Jones.
Yeah, Gallup's in a tough spot. You're not starting James Washington. Shout out T.Y. Hilton did get picked up.
Getting picked up off the couch.
Not signing T.Y. Hilton either. But that does mean OBJ is not going to Dallas. That's what that means. So maybe Kansas City.
I don't think he's going to Buffalo because Cole Beasley's back.
Yeah, you gotta go get Cole. You know, they need Cole. Cole, the whole vaccine thing back down. They're like, Cole, you want a job? And Cole's like, I'm ready.
Cole's like, I'm ready. Same with T.Y.'s ready. So Odell could make a push for the Chiefs.
It's gotta be. Who else is in a playoff hunt that needs a receiver?
The Niners, I guess.
They don't have a quarterback. They got a bigger fish to fry.
The Giants, like that's always been a team, but like they're kind of getting out of the hunt.
OBJ went back to the Giants. That'd be sick.
I don't know. There's a lot of concerns right now about his health. So
I mean, clearly they call
exactly.
They call T.Y. Hilton now.
they saw Odell and said, you know what? I'd rather call T.Y.
Yeah, we heard no talks about T.Y. this offseason at all. No one was talking about T.Y. Hilton.
No, he was retired. He was done.
No one was like, oh, Adam Schefter wasn't even like, T.Y. could come off the. No one mentioned T.Y. Hilton. And out of nowhere, it's just like T.Y. Hilton signed with the Cowboys.
But like, all right, you get one phone call, 2 players. It's T.Y. Hilton, or you call Larry Fitz up. I'll also give you a third option, which is you get the cheapest option. You sign a 50-year-old T.O.
Larry's not playing for Jerry. So I can tell you that Larry's not playing for Jerry Jones. T.O., T.O. you might have a discussion on.
You might pick up T.O. over
For the
T.Y.
playoffs? Dude, T.O. needs the Super Bowl. He would come back and give it everything he had.
I think that's true.
Dude,
And I gotta think he could still play a little bit.
Dude, I just think T.O. could punk the average quarterback.
But I also think if a safety or a linebacker gets a good hit on him,
Just one.
I don't want to see Fred Warner just light T.O. up.
Oh my goodness, it'd be beautiful. 4 p.m. slate, Cardinals at the Broncos. Yeah, I mean, I said the Steelers had the worst game of the week. This actually may be the worst game of the week.
I actually didn't even know these. I haven't looked at I didn't know those two teams were playing.
This is bad.
Because I would hope you don't have any players on those teams besides I guess Hopkins. Okay,
James Conner.
I did know, but it really looks bad on paper.
It looks really bad on paper. I mean, you're starting James Conner and Hopkins, but fantasy owners, this is a game where you might lose. You might lose your playoff matchup because you have these guys that you have to play, but you don't know what Colt McCoy is about to give you.
No.
D-Hop did decent, I guess, without Colt McCoy.
Yeah, you're not benching him. You're not benching Hopkins,
him, but
oh my God, he's got to go against Surtain and probably get double teamed all game.
Yeah.
And we might get Brett Rippon, which is even worse on the other end.
Yeah, you're not starting Broncos players. Sorry, Jerry. You're not starting Jerry Jeudy this week.
You can't. You really can't.
No, this is a bad game.
Next, yeah.
Big red light. Patriots at the Raiders.
It was supposed to be Sunday night. Flexed out.
Smart
for everyone.
Running back for the Patriots. I mean, you don't know who's playing. If Mondre and Damian Harris are both out, which it seems to be, you got 2 rookie running backs to touch 2, and I'm not sure if you're gonna, if you can play them in the playoffs in Week 15. That's tough.
No, probably not if
I
think both our guys are out.
You can play Hunter Henry. I think he's a viable tight end spot still. And if Jacoby Myers plays, I think you can play Jacoby, but I don't. You can play other receivers there, Nelson Aguilar, none of those guys.
I think Henry, and that's about really it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not loving what Mac Jones has been giving you. He's not even a quarterback 2 start. And for the Raiders, obviously you're starting the best running back in football right now in Josh Jacobs. Watch out for Darren Waller coming back. I mean, is that a guy you can play if he comes back this week?
I don't really think so. It's a good Patriots defense, and we really we were talking about earlier. We haven't seen anything out of Derek Carr. I've seen him throw to Devontae Adams. He can do that really well, but other than that, I don't know if I really trust it.
Titans at the Chargers.
Sneaky good game.
I was gonna say this game is kind of actually sneakily could be
okay. But we'll find out if the Chargers are the Titans are good or not.
I'll say the Titans are good, and if the Chargers are actually bad, that's what we're gonna find out.
Right, I agree. We're gonna see what these two teams actually are. I think this week.
If you're a Chargers owner, you just hope that Austin Eckler can stay on the field. They just keep resting him, and he's not getting his peak usage, and it's killing fantasy owners right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting you great production off of kind He's giving you 10 carries, 7
finding the end zone,
and he's scoring with 7 receptions. So I just hope that they kind of put that up forward for me. Give me a little bit more Austin Eckler usage.
He had 17 in the first half, and then what did he finish with?
He finished with 21, I think, or 22. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Keenan Allen looks to be back though.
Keenan's back. He's talking shit to people. I've been seeing him do it. Yeah, he's feeling good about himself.
Hopefully he finds the end zone. I'm probably still starting Mike Williams. He looked pretty good. He looked healthy. And Herbert might have got some juice back.
Yeah. Joe Everett, tight end, good.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. He's not seeing the field as much as you'd like probably out of your tight end. You probably want your tight end to be on the field 80% of the time or more. But he's getting valuable targets. Yeah, and especially the goal line, short line stuff. He's getting all that. Titans, you got to hope that Derrick Henry can keep it hot. And in Tennessee, I guess, depending on if Traylon Burks plays, D-Stroud likes the tight end position, maybe. Okonkwo. You hear what I said, the tight end position? Chigoziem Okonkwo is what I'm going with. I hope that's right. If Traylon Burks doesn't play, I do like that Okonkwo play. Other than that, I'm not starting Woods or Westbrook Akine or Tannehill, really anyone outside of Henry. Austin Hooper, none of those cats. No, because now you're starting Okonkwo.
Bengals at the Bucks. Pretty good 4 p.m. game.
It's not though. It's the Bucks aren't good.
Every week I say the same thing. Depending on what Bucks team we get, it's just so many tools there. I feel I
was thinking the same thing. Like you just go through the Bucks offense. It's like, oh, Mike Evans, Julio Jones, Chris Godwin, Fournette, Brady.
Yeah, they got
Rashad White.
They got to have a good week, right? Maybe not.
Even on the defense, you can name some guys, and it just hasn't been good. It must be a Todd Bowles, Byron Leftwich issue, I guess.
Yeah, not yet. Just give it let's blame the O-line first.
It's definitely an O-line issue. They do have some bad injuries, but man, this Bucks team, if they show up like they did against the 49ers, the Bengals are going to roll them. Where you're starting, I guess you're starting Higgins if he plays. You still got to kind of been burned twice by that now.
Yeah. On Bengals side, you just hope Joe Mixon is fully healthy. He would look good, okay last game, but P. Ryan was still getting a lot of, getting too many targets for my liking personally. Took the touchdown too. So I need more Joe Mixon this week. Obviously, Jamar Chase, you know what he do. Hayden Hurst is like a risky tight end spot that I don't love to play this week.
I don't love it. He's a little hurt too. Yeah. Tyler Boyd's out, which kind of helps, I guess. But if we get a bad Bucks team, I think this game could be over.
Can you start both running backs for the Bengals?
Probably not. I really only want to start Mixon.
Yeah, Perrine's giving me 5 straight weeks, but 3 of them without Joe.
Yeah, you really trust him in the playoffs? Like Samaje Perine?
Deep flex spot. For the Bucks, you got to start Godwin and you got to start Mike Evans just because of who they are and where you draft.
You got to start Fournette.
I think you do. Yeah, I think you got to start Fournette.
You got to start Fournette. It's the name value alone.
Yeah, this is a yellow light game. Proceed with caution. Sunday night football.
You just sound sad talking about that game. It's like
I am sad.
If you would have told me early in the season, we're gonna get Bengals Bucks week 15, first week of fantasy playoffs, I would have been like, that's gonna be electric. They're gonna be both 10-4, maybe a Super Bowl rematch. No, this is I still could see it in the Super Bowl.
Could, but I doubt it. Sunday night football, Giants at the Commanders. Good divisional play here.
Ugly game, but I think there's some guys who can start.
I like Slayton. I like Saquon Barkley, but Darius Slayton has been pretty decent, honestly.
Yeah, no, their Giants receivers haven't been terrible. Jones is obviously a start, and then on the other side, you love McLaurin. Dotson's come back a little bit. Curtis Samuel's been very frustrating.
Yeah, and bye Antonio Gibson. He went back down.
And then Brian Robinson.
He didn't get hurt, but he's
Brian Robinson's the dude there.
Yeah, Robinson took all the carries over again.
Yeah, he's the man. I don't think you can really start Gibson, but if you're thin at back, you could probably start Robinson.
Monday Night Football. It's not going to be the greatest.
Another one where you told me early in the year. This is great game. I'm excited for this one.
I just hope Odell's going to be playing. I hope we get some prime A-Rod and he just shows us that he still got it. You got a very wounded Rams team. I think you can maybe play Cam Akers at a flex spot if you're really
maybe Packers
struck.
Off a bye at home. It feels like a Packers get right game.
I love Christian Watson. I like Christian Watson this.
But we're gonna get full Baker experience.
We are.
No Wolford, so I guess Van Jefferson.
No.
Skronik, actually, if you needed to start a receiver.
It is week 15 playoffs. I'm not starting any. No. I think the only possible option in the receiving corpse would be Tyler Higbee.
Oh, Higbee, yeah.
And that's I don't love that.
I'd be fine with that, but yeah. Because Baker hasn't really been known to throw to his tight ends a lot.
And he's not known to throw to receivers either.
Damn.
Ask Odell.
Hey, on the Packers.
Odell's definitely not going to L.A. If Baker's there. He definitely ain't going there.
He ain't going back.
Maybe
after the year. Yeah.
Packers, you like you like Christian Watson, you like Aaron Jones?
You like the backfield probably. Dillon showed you maybe something like
the playoffs. AJ Dillon has done me so bad all season. He's done great the last 2 weeks. And I'm right at that spot of, do I trust him again in the playoffs? I think I'm I don't think I
I
can
feel
not
you.
the first week. I think I got to let him ride and see how we look in next week. But
Yeah.
someone's going to see Jalen Ramsey on the receiving end.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, Jalen Ramsey's been having a tough season, been getting burnt a little bit. So maybe Christian Watson can find the end zone again.
No, I like the Christian Watson play. You got to play him. Also, like, it's just an exciting guy to have Monday night. Like, maybe your game's in the balance. Like, can he catch one and take it to the house?
Alan Lazard?
No,
I think he got to, right?
It's the playoffs, man. You just said it. Like,
I think the flex, though, Allen is like – Allen is like kind of the safety blanket still.
yeah, he is. Like, again, if you have to, if your receivers are really bad or you're hurt, and that's what you're pulling out. Like, I like Alan Lazard probably over some guys we've mentioned, like Dotson. I'm thinking the
Zay
Commanders
Jones.
receivers.
I like him over Zay.
That's a tough one, man. Yeah.
Alrighty.
They're in the same.
It's tough. It's real tough.
Yeah.
Cleats of the week, my man Josh Jacobs. Shout out to the Simpsons. Them boys is hard.
Yeah, good cleats for sure. He's been winning on the field, and now he won cleats of the week. Another trophy to add.
Another trophy to add to the collection.
I got a little trophy to add because I took you down in the Survivor. Finally got a win, back to 500, 3-3.
Back to 500, knotted up.
And now the playoffs start.
Playoffs start.
Time.
And
we've been here.
I got an interesting first pick to go ahead and kick us off with. Okay, but this week, I'm gonna go ahead and take Daniel Jones.
Oh, all right. I don't hate that pick.
I need him to get into the end zone for me on the ground, please.
Yeah, that's not a bad play. So I got a lot of guys I'm kind of looking at. So let me get Jamar Chase at receiver.
Ooh.
I haven't used him yet. We don't know T. Higgins' status. I think the Bucs are maybe bad. So let's go Jamar.
Okay. That's fucked up.
I
wish. I didn't think about it. He didn't even cross my mind until you said it, and I was just like, damn, what an amazing pick.
Yep.
Okay. King Henry.
You sure you haven't used him?
Yeah, I had checked 5 times.
No, I've used him. That's a good pick, though. I do like this matchup for him. Chargers been able to get run on a lot, so not a bad play. Dang, it's thin here at quarterback, so I'm not really sure where I'm gonna go, but he's on my fantasy team in real life, so I'm gonna ride with Dak.
Ooh, I like Dak.
Dak against the Jags.
I like Dak. I'm gonna go ahead and go tight end Dalton Schultz.
Ooh, taking my tight end. All right.
Yeah, I know it's him.
Let me go for my flex spot because I have not used him. No, I'm going to pivot. Give me Terry McLaurin.
Oh, I like that. I think I might take a page out of your book here.
Terry McLaurin at the flex.
You used this guy back in week 1. He gave you a lot of props. Back in week 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with AJ Brown.
Ooh, 1K always open.
Yeah,
I do like that.
Great matchup this week.
And then at running back, let me get my guy Aaron Jones.
I like that.
Monday night. Another guy on my fantasy team. If he does well, hopefully I'll move on, win this.
And I'll round it out with we said the Cowboys.
Is this the guy?
Nah, this ain't the guy.
You taking him next week? All right.
I'm gonna take him next week. But I really wanna. Nah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now. I'm gonna do a sleeper pick though. Let me get Juju Smith.
Wow. Okay.
I like that Houston matchup.
See, I don't know. We'll see because I do trust Mahomes, and I think Mahomes is gonna go nuts. But I think the pick would have been like a Pacheco because the Houston run D is so bad, whereas the Houston pass D has actually been surprisingly good. But I'm actually gonna stick with that game for my pick. Give me Travis Mother after Kelsey.
We knew that was coming. We've been waiting a while for this pick. We've been waiting weeks for that pick.
I mean, where else am I gonna pick him? There's 3 weeks left. Come on.
Damn, I should have saved my other flex pick, but I think I'm gonna ride on my boy Juju. My other flex pick would have been nice, but I'm gonna ride with you, Juju. You my boy. I mess with you.
I'll give you a take back, but then I would have to get one back in the next 2 weeks.
I trust Juju to find the end zone
right.
for me.
All right.
He's a made man. He's legitimate.
No, I like it. I like that team a lot looking on paper.
Week 15 is going to be a doozy. That's one thing we know for certain, man. Fantasy owners, this is not the time for mistakes. Because if not, that means you're about to donate all of your funds. Just donate it because you won't get nothing back. You know, this isn't like the NBA where you get like the award for the best record now and all that stuff.
The regular season award. No,
we need
maybe your league does. Maybe you do have payouts.
Get your money
for regular
back.
season, but no, this is go time. If you want to win your leagues, this is where you need to be right. This is where you need to make the right decisions. And you need your guys to perform. Simple as that.
Hopefully you got those week 15 buys. Crucial to get a week 15 buy fantasy. I got 2 of them, so I'll be relaxing this week. But we're going to get the survival done.
Yes, I will take that win. Go to 4-3, and then finish you out next week.
All right, man. Week 15. We'll be back next week, y'all. Enjoy some football.